Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I was asked to make a Pokemon ball. Now that's what I'm calling it. I'm sure it has a different name, but a gift card holder. So I thought, okay, I got to do this really quick because it was a last minute request and it was from my daughter. So of course I had to do it. But I thought, okay, it's basically a circle and there's a top layer of red and then a bottom layer of white. So what I decided to do was I used my circle cutter and I cut 3 different same size circles, one in black, one in red, one in white, and then I cut a smaller circle in black. So you can notice here that I'm using a scrap piece of paper and it's not quite the whole circle. That's okay because the circle on top is only going to be half of the red and half of the white. So that's why I didn't mind it. And doing something like this is perfect for scrap project because you know you don't need the full paper, and hey, that's what we keep these scrap fours, right? Let's use them. So this circle cutter from Creative Memories is one of the first tools that I bought back in 2000. It is now 2026. So this thing is 26 years old. I've never had to change the blades or buy new blade contraptions. Super easy to use. If you have a Creative Memories consultant, check with them because this is definitely worth your money. And they come in different size circles, and I also have ovals and something else. Oh, it's like stars or something, which I rarely use. But this cutter is also from Creative Memories. Again, one of the first tools that I bought when I first started scrapbooking. And sometimes I think to myself, I probably should get a new one. But it still cuts. I'm good with it. I don't need a new one yet. So I'm going to cut down this white one just a little bit more. Now, this one is larger than half because that's going to be the pocket and where the gift card holder is going to be held. So I'm okay with that size. Now, that second circle of black circle I mentioned was smaller because this is what I'm thinking of doing with it. Sliding in the gift card on the top part and then have that red part slide back and forth. Well, the problem is that black smaller circle is too large to slide it back and forth. Now, maybe if I would have cut that pocket a little bit smaller, but again, this is last minute. I'm thinking, but yet not thinking. All I'm thinking is circles, easy, shouldn't be this hard. Well, you know, it probably, or not probably, it will be easier if I make a second one of these. But I took out a circle punch, and this is a 1-inch circle punch, and I just went ahead and cut a notch in there. And sometimes it makes it easier to pull out a gift card or to obviously see that it's there. Now, like I mentioned, I might have been able to cut that a little bit smaller and it would have slid in easier. But because I had already glued it, and I was like, okay, I'm not redoing everything because that red part with the black circle inside needs to slide all the way down so it matches the base of the black cardstock. I hope that makes sense. So I play around with this a little bit because, like I mentioned before, it's last minute. I'm not trying to invest that much time. And so I just start cutting that black portion because I need it to still hold the gift card holder, but I also need it to slide back and forth or in and out of that white pocket. So I just use my guillotine cutter to adjust that a little bit. I even use my scissors to trim off parts. Look, it ends up being fine. So this, like I mentioned, I'm calling it a Pokemon ball, but and I apologize to any experts that know that it's called something else. If it is called something else, I really do not know. But this, like I mentioned before, was a last minute request from my daughter for a gift card holder. So I do know that the top part's red, bottom part's white, and in the middle there's circles, like just small layers of circles. Well, when I'm designing this or when I'm making it, and you'll notice again that I do those circles in white, and then when I saw the picture of what it's supposed to look like, I really should have had one of those in black, and there should have been a black strip in the middle of where the red and white connect. So you know what we did, folks? I'm not redoing stuff. We just used a marker and put a black strip on the red, bottom of the red, and also the circle, which you'll see in a minute, the smaller circles that are going to be in the front decorative. Instead of redoing that black circle, we just used a marker to draw black around it. And you know what? It is cute. For something that's probably going to get thrown away anyways, hey, it works. We didn't have to redo the whole thing. But I do hope you like this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. I would really appreciate that. I do lots of different crafts, mostly paper crafts, and you'll notice that. But I like to have fun. I'm very interested in lots of different things. I like to experiment in lots of different things, and you get to come along with me on that ride. So if I do hope you decide to subscribe. I do have an introduction video as well that basically talks about how I just like to craft all kinds of things. And you're probably like me, and you're probably the same way. But if you're not, and you're only interested in certain things, I do have different playlists, and hopefully one of those playlists is something that you would like to watch. So like scrapbooking or card making or et cetera, right? But anyhow, I do appreciate you watching me, and I do want to thank you for also spending that time to watch this. But the thing that's really important I want to stress right now is I had mentioned that I had no idea what I was going to do, but I knew I could do it. And because I had a short amount of time, I just really quickly went through. Now, this obviously is a pretty easy project, only because it's, just basically circles. But I just want to stress that, sometimes you just got to go for it. And if you have an imagination, or you can just kind of go around the steps and just say, hey, if I do this, this will work, or if I don't do this, it won't work, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just kind of fun and learning and knowing what you can come up with. But like I mentioned, you could tell here that they're just a stack of white circles there, but we do end up changing them to black, like it should be on the Pokemon ball. All right. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it so much. Bye.